So I started recording. So IP address and MAC. Every system has an IP address. Every system has an IP address. Okay. Actually, we have a separate notes, but I'm going to draw something here. I am drawing something. Yes, we have a systems. We have a computers, right? Laptops, desktops. Either they connected through wire or wirelessly. Whether they connected with wire or wireless. For example, I have a devices. These devices are connected through wire. Okay. So they want to get connected, but they need an NIC. They need a NIC. Okay. So network interface card. So any device want to connect in the network, they need a NIC. Network interface card. So I have a computers want to connect in the network, so they need a. So for example, this is my switch or a hub device. So I'm connecting these devices through this. Without NIC, I can't connect it. I have a hub device. Or I can use a switch to connect the devices in network. So guys, think like this. This is PCA. PCB and PCC. Okay, I have a devices and I have a NIC. I will show you that how the NICs look like in generally. We can see RJ45 connector. Okay, so you can see this is a flex to connect kind of stuff. You have a cables like this. This is RJ45 connector and this is the cable. So we can connect to our switches one end, another end it is connected to our PC. Okay, so like this, it is connected to our PC. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to see. The device where it is exactly it is connecting, it is to our NIC. Okay, this is the device. Here we are connecting cable and this is inserting inside your desktop or a server kind of stuff. Okay, some are having a built-in, means on motherboard you have a direct built-in NICs are there. If it is not there or if you want additional one, you can add with this NICs. We can add with this NICs. Okay. It is how it is connected to the motherboard. Okay. So what is this NIC? We are using Ethernet cards here. Ethernet, LAN cards, or NIC cards. What we are saying it is cards. Here we are connecting with the wires. Even take RJ45 laptop connection. Even you can connect to the laptops, not only desktops and servers, guys. For laptops also we are getting connected. So if you see the side of your laptop, there is a RJ45 connector, so you can connect with the cable like this. Okay, it means there is a built-in NIC you can, so then you can able to connect it. NIC is just a terminology, guys, nothing more. Okay, wired or wireless. So here I taken a wired one. Next, every NIC has a MAC address. Every NIC has a MAC address. Okay. Every NIC has a MAC address. Of course, we didn't done this part. Okay. So wireless type of devices. It means you take a laptop. Or maybe you take a desktop. Maybe you take a mobile phone. So you are connecting these devices to your wirelessly. You are connecting, right? So generally, so I'm connecting my laptop to my Wi-Fi router wirelessly. Okay, so I have a wireless access point or Wi-Fi router is there. I'm connecting to it. So I have a wireless access point, or in general in our home we have a Wi-Fi router. Okay, so we can able to connect. Okay, to connect it also the laptop or a mobile phone. Maybe it is not showing outward. Okay, maybe it is not showing outside. Okay, but it contains a built-in NIC. Of course, guys, in networking topic, so I will show you that each and every component. Okay, so that's the point. This is also a NIC. This is also a NIC. Okay, so NIC must be there to get connect. I showed one type of NIC that is called Ethernet type of NIC. I showed for connecting wireless. Wirelessly also we can connect it. Okay, for example, wireless NIC USB type. So your laptop is a water laptop, or maybe built in your laptop or a desktop, wireless NICs are not there. So then you can use this kind of USB based NICs. Okay. Yeah. So usually this is used for a desktop purpose. So we can, just like how wired NIC, same way wireless NIC like this, we can install into your desktops and servers. Okay. This is for temporary arrangement, like you have a laptop or a desktop, so you cannot able to install this kind of stuff, then we can use this USB based NIC kind of stuff. Some are comes with an antenna type, some are just no antenna kind of stuff also there. Okay. So whether it is wired or wireless to get connected in the network, so we need a NIC network interface cards. If you have a NIC, it means every NIC has a MAC address, guys. I will explain how the MAC addresses look like. Okay. Even I will show you how to check MAC address in this one. So this is the one part. Guys, to connect in the network, you need a NIC. Is it a wired or wireless device? It is. You need an NIC in the system. Okay, it can be a computer, it can be a laptop, it can be a mobile phone. Nowadays, we are having TVs, smart TVs, the Alexa kind of stuff, Google Home Next kind of stuff. Okay, or maybe Wi-Fi LEDs, Wi-Fi smart plugs, smart appliances are there. So once it is trying to connect, it's a wired or wireless, it is getting connected means it has an NIC. If device having an NIC means if a device having an NIC to get connected, every NIC has a MAC address. Every NIC has a MAC address. Guys, understand up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you have a NIC to connect it, but to communicate, you need an address, right? You want to write a letter to someone, you should know their address. You want to send an email, you must know others email ID. Without knowing a address, we can't communicate. So we need an address so to communicate in the network. So that is called an IP address. Every device must have an IP address to communicate in the network. Every device must have an IP address to communicate in the network. Okay. Without IP address, we can't communicate. Okay. Whether it is wired device or wireless device, there must be an IP address. Either you will assign an IP address or maybe your device is got an IP address from DHCP. So there must be an IP address. Okay. So actually, this is the part we have to run. Already I said this part. Already I draw that part. So I'm removing. Okay, so no confusion at all. So this is your if it is a wide type of connectivity, these are the things. If it is a wireless type of connectivity, something is missed from here. 1, 2. Is this missing? Yeah. Okay. So this is a laptop built-in NIC. Okay. This is for a desktop type of NICs. This is USB type for laptop connector, and this is the connector. Okay. Guys, what is NIC network interface card? Any device, whatever the device it is, you want to connect in the network, the device need an NIC. Whether it is wired or wirelessly connectivity, it is must have an NIC. Okay, so these are the basic standards of NIC. Generally, if it is a wired type, 802.3. If it is a wireless, 802.11 with some A, B, C, D kind of stuff. Okay, A, B, D, G, N, C is missing here. Okay, so these kind of stuff, if you see your mobile phone or your Wi-Fi router or maybe laptop, so if you go to the Wi-Fi specifications, you can see 802.11 A, 802.11 N, 802.11 G, or A, C, A, D, like that it will be there. What is that meaning is, so your Wi-Fi connectivity frequencies and maximum data transmission speed, guys. 802.11 is a base size, basic thing. Okay. A means it's a 2.4 gigahertz frequency connectivity or 5 gigahertz type of connectivity. So you can see B 2.4, G 2.4, N both dual channel it is. Okay, so you're having a 802.11 dual channel type, means both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz type. AC is a 5 gigahertz only. AD again, three band means three bands it will be support 2.4, 5 and 6 gigahertz. Three bands it is supporting. A is a 54 Mbps. B is 11 Mbps type of connectivity. G5 54 again. N is a good one. See, 600 Mbps and dual channel. Both type connectivity you can get. 5 is single one only, but higher speed like that. Okay. So normal NICs, we call this wide type of NICs. Generally, it is Ethernet cards. Sometimes we call it as LAN cards, NIC cards, or Ethernet cards. These are Ethernet. These are Ethernets. So earlier days we have a Ethernet cards, okay, Ethernet cards that is 10 Mbps support only. Maximum data transmission is 10 Mbps. Another one is fast Ethernet. So later we got a fast Ethernet, 100 Mbps. Now we are getting Gigabit Ethernet, 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps. The socket, what we are calling it as a RJ45 socket, registered jack. Okay, registered jack. Okay, guys. So wide type of NIC, wireless type of NICs. Okay, so in a wide type, we are using Ethernets. We are using Ethernet, also called as LAN cards. Okay, fast Ethernet, Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Gigabit Ethernet. Okay, the wire, the connectivity, the socket we call it as RJ45. The connector we call it as a RJ45 connector. Okay. Guys, understand device connectivity.
Yes, sir.
Coming to the NIC, every NIC has a MAC address. Every NIC has a MAC address. Every NIC has a MAC address. So what is MAC? Media access control. Media access control. This MAC address is also called as a physical address. The MAC address is also called as a physical address. The MAC address is 48-bit in number represented in hexadecimal. This is how the MAC address is look like. So on these NICs, either wired or wireless, it has a MAC address. That is 48-bit in binary number. So actually, if you look at that MAC address, it represented in hexadecimal number. Who given this MAC address? On these NICs, who given this MAC address? So manufacturer of NIC, who manufactured this NIC? For example, D-Link. D-Link NICs are there. Whether wired or wireless NICs. So D-Link is one of the manufacturers. This D-Link company manufactured this NIC. In this NIC, they will put their MAC address. TP-Link, if you like a TP-Link is also NICs are there. See, so these in this NICs, whether it is what are the type of NIC, wide or wireless type of NIC it is. Okay, so manufacture this NIC. So the TP-Link company put a MAC address in it. Guys, it is unique address. It cannot be repeated in the world. Just like a thumb, NIC's MAC address is not repeatable because it is assigned by the manufacturer directly. Okay. Qualcomm, Snapdragon kind of stuff. So Qualcomm also manufacture NICs. Intel manufacture NICs. Realtek is one of the leading company. Realtek NICs. Okay. So these are the different manufacturers of NICs. So they will manufacture drivers for the NICs, and as well as they'll put a MAC address inside of NIC. These MAC addresses cannot be changeable. You cannot change the MAC address. You cannot assign your own MAC address. Okay. Guys, understand what is MAC address? Is nothing but a physical address, media access control, 48-bit in a binary represented in 12 hexadecimal numbers. Of course, we can check how to check the MAC address is there, but I will combinedly will tell you both MAC address and IP address checking. Okay. Where are their information? So about a IP address. About a IP address. Again, every device to communicate in the network need an IP address. So every device is connected to a network means they need an NIC. Every NIC has a MAC address. But to communicate in the network, every device must have an IP address. What is an IP address what is an IP address? Is a logical address. Guys, again, MAC address is a physical address. MAC address is physical address. IP address is logical address. IP address uniquely identify a device in the network. In the network, we have a devices. To communicate between the devices, they should identify uniquely. So to identify a device in the network, we need an IP address, not unique address. Okay. Devices to communicate in the network, it need an IP address. Like you want to send a mail, you need an address. So same thing, to communicate between the devices, compulsory need an IP. Guys, remember all communications by IP address only, not with a name, not with a MAC address. Okay, I open this google.com. Okay, docs.google.com. This is whatsapp.com. Okay, so this is something I'm open. Okay, so point is, yeah, of course, here I've opened Microsoft related SharePoint.com kind of stuff. Okay, but it is a names it is showing, but in the background we are communicating with an IP address. So without an IP address, you cannot communicate in the network. Okay. All communications by IP address only. These IP addresses can be assigned or configured by manually. Means you can configure your IP address to your device, or you will get an IP address from DHCP server. Means there is a DHCP server in your home. If you have a Wi-Fi network, Wi-Fi router kind of stuff, your Wi-Fi router act like a DHCP server. In an organization like us, so there is a DHCP server, means a Windows server-based server, Linux-based or hardware-based server is there. This server will assign an IP address to the client machines. Okay, these client machines are connected to the network. The DHCP server assign an IP address. Lot of people believes the IP address by default configured in your system. No, MAC address is already configured in your NIC by the manufacturer of NIC. But IP address has to be assigned either manually or it should be get from the DHCP server. Of course, we can change an IP address because we can able to configure means IP address can be changeable. So currently I'm getting one IP. If I'm going to home, I will get another IP address. If I go to some other network, I will get another IP address, or I will change according to my requirement. So I will change my IP address. Okay, guys, understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. IP addresses defines logical network. MAC addresses don't define anything. So it is physical identity of a device. So for physical identification of a NIC, so MAC address is useful, but IP addresses will define a logical network. Means you have 100 computers, but out of 100 computers in the network, only 10 computers should be communicate each other. We can define as a logical network. Physically, you don't need to divide. Logically, we can define with an IP address network. Okay. In IP address, two versions, guys. Currently, we have a two versions. IPv4 version, which is 32-bit in size, in binary, 32-bit in size. IPv6 version is there, that is 128-bit in size. Okay, 128-bit in size. So IPv4 represents generally in a decimal type of numbers with 4 octets, like an example 192.168.11.67, 10.20.30.40, 172.16.5.10. Like that, IPv4 is there. But IPv6 is represented in hexadecimal number. It is 128-bit in binary, means in a hexa numbers are almost 32 hexa numbers are there. It is represented in 8 blocks. This is separated by columns. So it is how it is look like 200133BA, AE48, B81475BC, 88AA1C, DF, AB, CD, something like that it is. So hexadecimal. Guys, once again, we will see the difference between MAC and IP address. The MAC address is a physical address. IP address is a logical address. MAC address, MAC media access control, IP internet protocol. So that is not important because address is different. This naming is different. But still, some people only particularly what is IP internet protocol. The abbreviation is that one. Even media access control, what is that? Okay. So IP address is a logical address. MAC address is physical address. IP address is assigned by manually or assigned by automatically from DHCP server. So your device is getting an IP address, either you configure or you will get it from DHCP server. MAC address is not like that, guys. MAC address is fixed address, which is given by manufacturer of that NIC. It is inside your NIC only. We can't change the MAC address. We can change the IP address, but we can't change the MAC address. All communications by IP address in the network. Okay. So MAC address is 48-bit in size. 12 hexadecimal it is representing 12x. 003A45 B2AEF7 is an example for a, just I'm giving an example for a things. But in IP address, we have two versions. MAC address only one, but IP currently we have two versions, IPv4, IPv6 kind of stuff. Okay, IPv4 is 32-bit in size, IPv6 is 128-bit in size. So guys, this is also one important question. Also in generally people ask difference between IP address and MAC address. Another one is how to check IP address and MAC address. How to check IP address and MAC address. Okay, guys, often I see will see. In a command prompt, to check the MAC address for MAC address checking, in command prompt, you can go to get MAC command. You can go to get MAC command. Okay, or you can try with the IP config all. You can try IP config all commands. In a command prompt, you want to check IP address. You can try two commands are there generally. One is IP config command. Another command is ipconfig space /all. So why I put both the things here? Why I put both are there? Both times I said ipconfig because ipconfig all command will give you both IP address and MAC address also. And also you can check it from GUI models. You can go to control panel, network and internet, and network and sharing center, change adapter settings, double click kind of stuff, or NIC. Both I will tell you guys. Look at one by one. First, I'm going to command prompt. Okay, first I'm going to command prompt. In this one, I'm putting a command get MAC to know my MAC address. I have a multiple NICs. Okay, hardware is not present. So these are the different MAC addresses of my NICs. Okay. The first one is okay. So I'll remove few things. So look at here, guys. I put a command get MAC. Now it is showing my MAC addresses of a NICs in my system. Some are virtual NICs also there. Okay, so I'm getting 4 NICs information here. 2 are disconnected, 2 are showing as a connected. Okay, so how to check MAC address? One of the command is get MAC. I'm putting ipconfig only. Okay, I'm putting IP. One second, I will increase the font size, guys. And we should change the colors also. but I have little fear like to change the color. So screen background color, change it to white, but it is not a white one. Is it a white? No, it's not even a white. It's okay. No. But at least I will increase the font size. Can you able to see my command prompt, guys? In the black and white.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First command I am giving IP config. Okay. First command I am giving IP config. So this is the command I am giving. IP config. Next. So what it is showing? So I have a Wi-Fi adapter. So this is my Wi-Fi adapter, and I am getting what is my IP address and subnet mask and a default gateway. Only what I want I am taking from here. Okay, I don't require this information, so I am removing that one. Okay, link local IP address is also not required. If you keep it, it is okay. Okay. So what I'm getting, important one is I got an IP address and I got a subnet mask and I got a default gateway. Okay. So I got a default gateway. So this is my IP address. For IP config, what you are getting? IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. In a get MAC, what we are getting? A MAC address of a particular NIC. But that which NIC we are not know. Okay. But IP config, you are getting IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. Three things we are getting mainly. In case I put a command IP config space /all. I'm putting a command IP config space /all. So what I'm getting with this command, where I put it? Here it is. I put a command IP config space /all. My host name, my computer name I'm also getting. My computer name, some primary DNS kind of stuff. And we are going down for Wi-Fi. So what we are getting for my Wi-Fi adapter, my adapter is Wi-Fi adapter. I got physical address and IP address, subnet mask, and a default gateway plus what is my DHCP server. From I got an IP address, right? From my where I got this IP address from this particular DHCP server and the DNS server address. Okay, so this information I got it. So with what command I got this one, guys? Which command it is? IP config space /all. Very good, very good. So understand the difference between IP config and IP config /all. I am removing some information, so because it is not required to display. So this is my PC MAC address, physical address it is, MAC address, okay. This is also not required. So much of information is not required. Like this is also not required kind of stuff. This part also not required. One ID is enough, not required more. Just for our understanding, guys, this is my NIC description, my physical address means my MAC address. DHCP enabled, yes. DHCP enabled, yes. means you got IP address from DHCP server. If it is showing no, IP address configured manually. Okay, IP address configured manually. Okay, again IP config all, what we are getting? IP address, subnet mask, default gateway plus physical address means it is our MAC address. And you got IP address from DHCP server, yes. I got a IP address from DHCP server, yes. And what is my DHCP server address? This is. I got my DNS server also. DNS server address. This is my DNS server address. This is a lease uptime, lease expiry. The validity of IP address configured to your device is this one only. Okay. So this is how to check MAC address, how to check IP address. What is the use of the difference between IP config and IP config all? Yeah, tell me guys, someone is trying to ask question. Another one is by going to control panel. Okay, sometimes it shows like this. In a category, view by category, network and internet, network and shading center, and change adapter settings. You can go to this, your adapter. Okay, or sometimes yours shows like this. In this one, direct network and shading center. Directly network and shading center, change adapter settings, same window it is opens. So it's the only thing is the option how it is shows. In a control panel, is it showing like this means go to network and internet. In control panel, if it is showing like this means go to network and sharing center like this. Okay. But finally, what things should be open? Network and network connections window with your network adapters in it. And you can check the IP address of your device. Okay. Same window we can able to open without doing so many steps. Simply go to run or search, type ncpa.cpl. ncpa.cpl. So directly it is open. Directly it is open. Open this adapter, either right click status or double click it, no problem. And click on details. So then you will get a details about your Wi-Fi adapter. IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server address, DNS server address, and your MAC address. DHCP enable yes means you got an IP address from DHCP server. So validity of your IP address. So I will take this screenshot only and then I will paste that. I think you got the point so this is a network connection window. How you go does not matter. So this is my Wi-Fi adapter. Okay. So go to the details. I double click on it. So that's why it is open. Right click status. So go to details. So you got your IP address, your subnet mask, your default gateway, DHCP server address, and DNS server address, and your MAC address. Okay. Okay, guys, this is here how to check an IP address and a MAC address. So we discussed about IP address and MAC address, and how to check your system configuration. Okay, that part also we discussed. Better give more space so we can see very clear picture of. Okay. So how to check IP address? IP config. How to check IP address and MAC address? IP config. You want to check only MAC address? Get MAC is enough. You want to get IP address and MAC address or only IP address, whatsoever it is. So you can go to simply ncpa.cpl in a search or a run. You can see your adapters. Double click on your adapter or right click status. Click on details. You'll see it. Or you want to go complete path. So then go to control panel and it may shows network and internet or directly network and sharing center. So go to change adapter settings, double click on your NIC or your adapter, go to details. Okay, what is an IP address? Logical address. What is MAC address? Physical address. Okay, MAC address cannot change. It is fixed address. IP address can be changeable either manually or automatically. It is assigned by user or administrator manually or by through DHCP server. You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Tell me any doubts? Anything?
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, we can check the MAC address through network control panel. Can we?
From control panel.
Yeah, network
here.
control panel.
From here?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do it. So you can see the physical address means MAC address. This is the my MAC address.
Okay, both are same. MAC address and physical address are same.
Yeah, MAC address is also called as physical address.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good. Very okay. This is all not required information, but it is okay. That. So usually I will change information from here. Okay. Like that. That is better way to change. IP addresses are not much big deal. It is 255. Okay, so we can get a IP address, MAC address, and your DHCP server address and DNS server address from IP config all and as well as from your this network connections window. Means you can open from ncpa.cpl or you can use control panel, network and sharing center, change adapter settings. Okay, so right, so find out what is your MAC address and IP address. That's it. So no need to share your your IP address MAC address. But check it, guys. It's a fun to know about your system configuration and IP address and what is your MAC address. Okay. That's it for today. I'm sharing today's means everyday notes is same. If in case any people missing last message, so you can get it. So the second link is this is today's message. Okay, this message already I shared. Yeah, already some people are giving messages here. That's a good thing. Put it like this only, how it is given. Put 4 GB graphic card, 1 terabyte of SSD, 16 GB, 11th generation i7 processor. If I show this configuration to my nephew, he will cry. Very good configuration. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye bye. No doubts now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.